Welcome to What's Cooking New Ulm. I'm Rebecca Fleisar, the dietitian with the Hearts Beat Back, Heart of New Ulm project, working to reduce and eventually eliminate heart attacks in the 56073 zip code. Well, tonight we have a very special guest. You've met her before, but Pongsri Dempsey is back to share one of her great Thai recipes. So welcome, Pongsri. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me again.
Yes, so tell us a little bit about, first of all, your background, what brings you to New Ulm, and then we're going to talk a little bit about your recipe. So what brings you here to New Ulm, and why are we blessed with this great food tonight?
Well, last time, so we left from, I think, a year and a half ago to went to Asia to correct some more recipes.
Oh, good.
You know, travel also, and then back to New Ulm in transition of moving into the cities because of my husband's business, and he got a lot of client base in the cities.
Great.
Yeah.
So you're pretty passionate about cooking, and what kinds of foods, where in the world do you like the food the best, since you've been traveling so much?
Well, I think I'm into the Turkish.
The Turkish?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the best restaurant in Winter Park, Florida.
Okay.
On Park Avenue. It's have like a lava bread or something like that, and have so yummy salad.
Okay.
You know, a mix of many things, and have olive oils and with hummus dip.
Hummus?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, great.
But I just find it it's really special.
Great. Well, tonight we have a pretty special recipe as well. This is going to be a salmon ginger soup, and it's going to bring together a lot of different foods and a lot of different flavors. So tell us a little bit about where this recipe came from and what to expect from it.
Well, it's, you know, I like to just kind of something light and easy and fast, and whatever you have in your refrigerator, you can just, you know, thinking of what to put together.
Okay.
So this pretty much come up with, I have a rice that left over, and you have chicken broth, and you might have piece of fish or piece of chicken, and in a cold day, especially in the winter, and basically ginger is great for, you know,
clearing your throat.
Yeah,
yep, that's right.
Your throat. And of course, zucchini is really it's pretty much it's go with any kind of dish you have, that you can have that kind of vegetable.
Right. And we will be using the garlic. And remember, garlic, too, is one of our great heart-healthy foods. Helps increase our antioxidants and has great taste. So we're glad to see you using that as well. So let's go ahead and start putting together our recipe.
Okay. So why don't we cut this first? And basically, this is going to be a garnish so that you can have some green. I just slice really thin like this.
And we'll use that as the garnish. And so as a side for our vegetable, we will be getting our protein through the salmon. Remember, salmon is one of those foods that are high in the omega-3 fatty acids. Following the Mediterranean diet, we do encourage you to have fish 1 to 2 times per week. If you are looking for some of your fatty acids, things like tilapia are not going to be high in those, but salmon is going to be one of your best choices. Tuna fish, mackerel, some of those are going to be great as well.
Yeah. So, but I don't think I'll be using all of this.
You can also substitute squash or other vegetables as a side for the garnish and the color, but we do encourage you to get in those vegetables. Remember, we are looking for those 7 to 9 fruits and vegetable servings per day when following the Mediterranean diet. So this is one way to get a few more in there.
Just a little tip: when you cook for young children, it's easier to cut them small like this so that they cannot avoid the vegetable in your soup.
Oh, that's a great idea. So they can't pick them out.
Yes.
Cut your vegetables very small for
very
young
small
children.
for young children. And carrot, you can cut like and just throw them in there, and they don't even know it that they eat the vegetable with the rice and the fish.
Great. That's a perfect idea.
So, and this one.
So this is something maybe many people haven't seen or used before. So this is ginger root. Readily available. Oftentimes we buy ginger as the already spiced in our containers or dried, but this is fresh ginger root. Now, ginger has a very strong, potent flavor, so if you are not used to cooking with ginger, make sure you add this slowly, or maybe use half the amount to ensure that you're comfortable with it. And if you like it, go ahead and add more. It's a non-calorie bearing, and it's going to add a lot of great flavor. So let's see how we're going to cut that up.
Okay, so basically ginger is kind of spicy. So what we do it, you have to taste. Okay.
Now I can already
Kinda.
smell that ginger.
Yes.
It's pretty strong. So do be aware of that with ginger. Sometimes it can overpower an entire recipe if you don't use your quantities well, or if you're not comfortable or familiar with having that in your recipe. There you go.
That's right. Basically, I'll just use a little bit to just the smell.
Yep, that's right. And so
To that you don't have like a fishy.
okay, take away the fish.
Yeah, take away the fishy smell.
Okay. Now you saw Pongsri did that. She's just going to peel that and cut into it just like any other root vegetable. That's why it is a part of our root family. You can see that one ginger root is going to yield a lot of ginger. So this is going to last you for quite some time. You want to make sure you're putting this in an air-sealed container, and you can use it again for up to a week. That will last, and then you're going to want to throw that out. Do not leave this uncovered in your refrigerator, or you're going to have a permeating smell of ginger and taste of ginger in most of your refrigerated food. So you're cutting that quite thin, huh?
Because of, I guess, the Asian style.
Okay.
But you can whatever you like. I think I like thin.
Okay, good. And then it doesn't
Yes.
overpower you if you get a piece of that in there too. So
Yes.
that's good.
Yep. So,
We're going to skin that salmon.
Skin this.
So we're going to chunk this up, but we want to make sure we don't have the skin on the salmon when it goes into the soup.
Yep.
So Pongsri, you want to do that? I'll grab you a plate.
basically, you can use like no skin on the salmon. It would be easier for you.
Right.
Yes. Because of in the soup.
Yes. And just as if you bake it, we always flake our salmon off of the skin. That's not something that we eat. You want to make sure you're cutting that off here too. It will definitely change the texture and the flavor of your salmon if you leave that on.
Basically, we want to cut in chunks.
Okay.
Like that.
So this is about a 1 pound piece. About how much of and you'll use the entire pound? Is that what we're looking for?
Well, this recipe is for 4 people.
For 4 people.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Keep
Okay.
going.
Yep.
And I always like to mention the best tool that you can have in the kitchen is a very sharp knife. And you can see that Pongsri is pulling that off pretty easily because these knives are nice and sharp.
Yes. And then. Okay. There you go.
So that's about a 1/2 pound. And again, like Pongsri mentioned, you can use things like chicken. You could use different kinds of fish. We like this recipe because it's going to have the omega-3 fatty acids in there, and it is a good way for us to get that salmon in for the week.
Maybe that's good.
That's pretty good?
Yes,
All
that's
right.
pretty good for.
Okay.
So we can dip that. And
right.
I'm gonna start boiling the chicken broth.
Okay. So we're going to put that into it. Yep, go right ahead. When we look at this recipe, as we look at any recipe that the Heart of Guam presents, you can modify these as needed. So I personally am not one to have a lot of ginger. I would cut that back. There's other seasonings that could be added in here as well. Small amount of zucchini, although if you're looking for more vegetable servings in the day, you can add that in as well. The salmon as well. You can use more to get those omega-3 fatty acids, or we can cut that down a little bit if you're looking for a more broth-based soup. Like Pongsri mentioned, with the garlic and the ginger, this is great if you're not feeling well, if you have a sore throat. All of these are going to fit well into that heart-healthy soup that you might want to try. So feel free to modify. These are some different foods that maybe you don't use on a regular basis. So add them slowly, and you'll find out exactly what kind of soup you enjoy.
Right now, I'm boiling chicken broth.
All right, and we did use the low sodium variety. When you look at the portion size, then that does cut down our sodium intake. If you have issues with blood pressure or if you have any kind of fluid retention, make sure you dilute your chicken broth to half chicken broth and half water. And that will bring down that sodium content even further.
Basically, we just saute so we can have a nice garnish
Okay.
The size of your bowl.
What's that?
On the size of the bowl.
Okay.
Yes, of the soup. So that,
Oh,
like I
okay.
said, you can do this way, or you can, like cut them like this for small children.
Okay.
So that.
So this is going to take the place
Yeah.
basically of your crackers or
Yeah.
other higher calorie carbohydrates. So she said these are for on the side of the bowl.
Yeah.
They're going to look nice. They're going to add that great flavor, and they're going to substitute out for maybe a higher calorie carbohydrate. Again, this is a great
Yeah.
suggestion for our diabetics if you're watching your total carbohydrate intake and you need that extra filler to go with your soup. That's a great idea.
We can use panko, or we can, pretty much, or we can steam.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just today, I just want a little crush on the vegetable.
Great. She
Soon
mentioned
we have soup.
panko.
Yeah,
Panko is the
panko.
panko
Yep.
breadcrumbs. You can use the Italian or regular breadcrumbs as well. Usually we see those with an egg wash. So if you are watching your cholesterol, you would want to go with the flour instead.
Yep. Okay.
All right, well, while Pongsri goes back to the stove to get this all set up, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and Pongsri's going to go ahead and start cooking and putting her recipe together. Go ahead, Pongsri. What do we need to do next?
Okay, so basically, we are cooking rice for about like 20 minutes.
Okay, we've cooked our rice for
Yeah,
about 20
cook our
minutes. We
rice for 20
boiled
minutes.
we
Just-
heated up the broth.
Just
Okay.
with water. The
Okay.
rice, cook just any kind of rice that you have, cook with the water. And now we're going to start frying the zucchini.
Okay.
So,
So we did choose just a basic white rice tonight. You can choose the jasmine or the brown rice if you chose. We just made that with water. And the reason for that is if we continue to use the chicken broth, our sodium level will get too high. So make sure you just use the water. We did not add any butter or anything else to the rice either. We're going to go ahead and heat up our olive oil. Remember, our olive oil has those poly and monounsaturated fats. It's going to help bring up your good cholesterol and down your bad. It is recommended to use the olive, safflower, or canola oil in all of your over-the-stove cooking.
yeah, while we're waiting, I'm going to see. Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're just going to brown the zucchini now. That will add to that nice garnish on the side. All right.
Yes.
Again, the more of these you like, the better. Go ahead and add those in.
Right now, we're just going to use 3 pieces.
Okay, that sounds good.
Basically, I cook with chopsticks.
You
If
cook
somebody
with
wanna
chopsticks.
try.
Oh, that would have been great
Yes,
to see, huh?
I should have bring those. Yes,
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Here's a spatula. This is how I cook.
Okay. So,
Now, when you look at cooked vegetables, you're talking about a half a cup to equal 1 vegetable serving. So with the 3 slices of the zucchini, that is going to come close to 1 of your vegetable servings. As we mentioned, you can use things like squash or jicama or any of our other root vegetables in this instance as well. So Pongsri, what is your favorite vegetable to cook with? I know in the past I've seen you make things with pumpkin and other of our
yeah.
vegetables. What else do you like to use?
Basically, anything that's new and interesting, I love it.
Good.
I don't like same vegetable all the time.
Yeah.
I find like boring.
Great.
So
That's
I
great.
would just anything, any green, any yellow.
Okay.
I just wanna cook them.
So now you have quite a collection of recipes. What do you plan on doing with that?
Oh yes. Well, Rebecca's gonna help me. She's gonna help me to with the cookbook.
right.
I'm gonna come up with the heart healthy at Cook High style. Really simple that have every American grocery stores.
Great.
The vegetable that you have, just about any ingredient that you can find really easily and easy to cook.
Yes.
Yes.
So taking all the
So-
recipes from around the world, we're going to look at the nutritional content of those and put them in a
Yes.
cookbook.
Yes.
You mentioned Kukai style. So where did you get that nickname? I mean, Pongsri, where does that come from?
Because every time when I cook something, they say I haven't eaten that or it doesn't look like that when I go to the restaurant. So I said, well, okay, I just want to do it. Just
Good.
I
good.
like to carving, and I like to decorate, but just easy, not complicated, not, just something easy, quickly, and you can show off your friend and your
Great.
family.
Yes. Even our recipe that you're preparing
Yes.
tonight, it sounds quite complicated, something that most people haven't tried, and yet
Yeah.
seems pretty simple, not a lot of ingredients, and it's going to have
No.
some really unique flavors, so we're excited to try
Yes.
this.
Basically, this is spinach, just
Okay.
a little nice colors for your vegetable instead of plain steam in the microwave.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
sometimes we sprinkle the pepper there.
Okay.
I'm talking about like spicy pepper.
Yeah. Like a
Yeah.
cayenne or a different kind of pepper, right?
Yes. And
There's a reason she didn't use that tonight. As you may all know, I don't eat spicy, so we're going to go with no pepper tonight.
basically, I'm just gonna fry. Yeah. Basically, it's the best to use fresh garlic because the
Right.
smell. But
Uh-huh.
today, we just
Right.
have this.
So a small teaspoon is about the size of one small garlic clove. If you're getting all the way up to a tablespoon, that is an extra large garlic clove. So always remember that ratio. The more garlic, the better. If you like it, go ahead and add a little extra. It does have an overpowering flavor. It is going to be predominant, so be aware of that when you're cooking.
But it's good for your heart.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. We like
my
to
mom,
incorporate
my
that.
mom eat the fresh one
Oh, good.
every morning, actually. Just okay. So you have that.
So we're just looking for it to brown on the top a little bit.
Yep.
Just get a nice color to it. It's already
Yep.
added a great flavor to the
Pretty
kitchen.
much. So just gonna leave it there. So now we're gonna.
We're going to heat the broth.
Yep. To cook salmon.
Okay.
So let's see our rice here. I think I need to take him out.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you? Thank you.
There you go.
Okay.
So you want to make sure, Pongsri
Yeah.
said you want to make sure you take your garlic out so it doesn't
Yes.
continue to burn.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure this is on the top of the recipe so it wouldn't get added quite yet.
It's for the look.
Okay, just for the look. Okay.
And the smell.
Yes, and I do smell it, that's
Yeah.
for sure. All right, so once this heats up,
Yep.
a nice gas stove, you can see that's already up to a boil. And then we'll add the salmon
The
first.
salmon. Yes.
Okay.
So.
And the ginger.
Yes.
Okay. That
Pretty
sounds good.
easy, right?
Right, so had we not been visiting,
Yeah.
this is about a 10 to 15 minute recipe. So you can really put
Yes.
this together very quickly, very heart healthy, and it's going to have those omega-3. So a great recipe to have. So it looks like we're boiling. We'll go ahead and add that salmon.
Have to be completely boiling because the fish will help with the smell of the fish.
Okay.
Yeah, have to be very, like completely boiled.
All right.
And
That's great.
Yep.
So what she's saying is if your water is hot and it's already boiling, you're not going to have that overpowering fish smell. That is sometimes a deterrent or a detractor to our soups and other foods if you're not a fan of that fish smell. Once it boils, you're really not going to have that fishy flavor as much in the salmon either, but a great way to get these the nutrients that we need and make sure this is incorporated into the diet. So,
Okay.
all right, and from
We're
there,
gonna add ginger.
okay,
So right now I want to put a little bit more.
okay, you go right ahead.
Because yes, but you know.
Yeah, and
People can do
boiling
what-
that is
yes.
going to take off some of its potency as well.
Yep. So pretty much, salmon is done. So
So that just took a couple
yeah,
of minutes. Huh?
exactly.
Good.
You don't want to overcook.
Okay, so how long do you think we want that salmon in there? It's about 2 minutes?
Couple minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
3 minutes. So that's
Great.
good. Okay. And this one, if you want them crunchy, this one, want them crunchy,
Yeah.
you can just throw them in there.
Okay, so we're going to
Like
get some
that.
zucchini in there too. Good.
Because, or, yeah, just a little. I was
Okay.
going to bring carrot and I did. Okay. So basically now it's serving time.
All right. Perfect.
So
So we don't add the rice into the actual soup.
Nope.
We're going to put
Because
that on the...
this is very good. You can have, when you have a party or have for children, you want something healthy. You boil the rice like this, and then you can just, put your rice in the bowl.
Okay.
Just a good amount. And you add the soup.
Okay.
Salmon, because you cut them in cubes, so they're very easy to cook, very fast.
Yes, that was very fast. 3 minutes.
Yes.
Great.
Go.
And the smell is wonderful. And now we're going to add the garlic on the top.
Mm-hmm.
That looks great.
Okay.
Now with this recipe, as written, it does call for additional salt. Now because we had actual salt in the chicken broth, we're going to go ahead and leave that out. We have plenty of salt for this recipe. We've got full flavor, and it's still going to be enjoyable, but we want to follow those heart healthy principles. All right?
That's what we got.
And then we're going to add that garlic.
Yeah. It's a little, just for a nice smell.
Perfect. This looks great.
Yes.
Well, this looks like an amazing recipe. We've got great color. We're getting lots of different vegetables. We're going to have a unique flavor, something to spice up your week, and it really didn't take a lot of work. Now, Pongsri, you have somebody that'd like to come in and say hello. Is that right?
Yes. I have my family here with me, and my little girl is so happy to be in the home.
And she likes to help you make your food, right?
Yes, she said that if she eats a vegetable, she's going to be beautiful, have a beautiful skin.
That's a great attitude. And does she like these kinds of food? She'll eat your salmon? And
yes.
So it's really how you raise them and what they're familiar with from the beginning, right?
Yes.
So these look like some people you might know, right? Come on in.
Yes.
And hello, and tell us your name.
Yes, see.
What's your name?
What's your name? Palami. She's going to taste already.
And you can introduce yourself.
Oh, hello, I'm Robert.
All right. And so, Pongsri, you have a beautiful family, and you're a great cook. We're so glad you could join us tonight, and I think we're all ready to eat, huh?
Palami's already
All right, so that's it for this week's episode of What's Cooking, New Ulm. I'll see you next week.
We love you all.